Hi, Forever Family. I am a grateful follower of Jesus Christ, and I struggle with the painful hurt of divorce, food issues, pride, and all kinds of hurts, habits, and hangups. And my name is Eric. Recently, I was running on my treadmill and I started feeling out of breath really quickly. Now, I've been running for about 3 days a week for about 2.5 years. And typically, I run about 5 miles and it takes me about 50 minutes. So I feel like I'm in pretty good shape. And so it may sound like being out of breath is something that's normal, but it's not normal for me until the very end of my run whenever I'm sprinting, and I get out of breath. But this particular day, I was running and I was out of breath very quickly. And I noticed that I had some lightheadedness. I was feeling a little bit dizzy. So I slowed the speed down to a slow jog and I started feeling better. So I sped this treadmill back up to my normal speed. And very quickly, I became out of breath and started feeling a little bit dizzy again. So I finally just shut the treadmill off and called it a day. I went upstairs and took a shower, and then I came to the dinner table where my wife had prepared us a meal, and we started talking, but I started feeling my heart beat really fast, like I was still running. And I thought, man, this is weird. And I looked at my Apple Watch to check my pulse, and my heart rate was accelerated. So I sat there for a while and it continued. So I got up from the table and went into the living room and I almost blacked out. I could feel my head getting dizzy and lightheadedness. My heart rate was still up. I sat down and I sat there for about 30 minutes and finally it started getting back down to a normal rate and I started feeling normal again. But my wife scared me a little bit. So the next day I started researching those symptoms that I was experiencing. And one of the causes for those symptoms was dehydration, not getting enough water for my body. Now, I've run 3 marathons and I've been in athletics most of my life, and I've never really had a problem with dehydration. And I usually just drank when I was thirsty. But my research showed that if you're only drinking when you're thirsty, you're probably already dehydrated. The research that I did showed that I'm supposed to be getting half of my body weight in ounces of water every single day. So I weigh about 180 pounds. I'm supposed to be getting 90 ounces of water every day, but I've only been getting about 16 to 20 ounces a day. Now I drink coffee and some other drinks during the day, but coffee actually works against hydration. It can actually help to dehydrate you. And carbonated drinks like Coke and Sprite and any kind of soda can dehydrate you. And so I need to have pure water, 90 ounces of pure water every day. And I started thinking, how does that relate to my recovery and my spiritual walk? And I noticed some really good similarities. Is it possible to get dehydrated spiritually? Absolutely. I looked up this verse and I saw in Psalms 143:6, it says, I lift my hands to you in prayer. I thirst for you as parched land thirsts for rain. Have you ever seen parched land, like the land that's behind me? It's dry and it cracks and it's hard like rock. And I started thinking, that's kind of the way it was when I came to Celebrate Recovery almost 11 years ago. I've been a Christian most of my life, but I didn't really spend daily time with God like I should. And when hard times came, and they definitely came in my life as hard times do, I started becoming dry spiritually, and my life cracked, and I became hard and bitter towards other people and towards God. And I started experiencing dehydration spiritually. So I want to read another verse to you. In John 4:10, Jesus replied, if you only knew the gift God has for you and who you are speaking to, you would ask me and I would give you living water. So Celebrate Recovery, Jesus Christ is our higher power, and he hydrates us. And principle 7 at Celebrate Recovery says, reserve a daily time for God, for self-examination, Bible reading, and prayer in order to know God and his will for my life and to gain the power to follow his will. You see, as we spend daily time with God, it hydrates us. And I need to be hydrated spiritually to be strong enough to resist temptation and to do things that I wouldn't normally be able to do without Jesus Christ in my life. When I came to Celebrate Recovery, I was dehydrated. And I started hydration through the step study process and through coming to Friday nights at Celebrate Recovery. And I became hydrated. And I began to be able to resist temptation and do things in my life that I was not able to do before. So I don't know where you are today. I don't know what's going on in your world, but if you're experiencing hard times and you can feel your life getting dry and cracked and hard, let me encourage you to hydrate yourself with your higher power. Reserve time with God every single day and let him hydrate your spirit. I want to share one last verse with you out of Psalm 63:1. It says, "You are my God. Earnestly I seek you. I thirst for you. My whole being longs for you in a dry and parched land where there is no water." I hope that you will find this video in a good place, but if you are not in a good place, seek the Lord. Allow him to hydrate you spiritually. May God bless you and keep you.